Gavin Newsom just gave us a masterclass on how to deal with the 34-time convicted felon, Donald Trump. And this is something that the media needs to be paying attention to and taking notes on, because this is exactly how you deal with Trump when you're confronting him on any one of his many failures that are looming down the road. So let's zoom out for a little bit of context. This is somebody who is a narcissist, and this is somebody who constantly has to be the center of attention in order to feel valued. So when we're looking at what happened this Friday between Gavin Newsom and the felon in chief, what becomes clear is that you get a sense for who is the dominant personality in that exchange. Now, we have seen for years the mythology being built around Trump as the strong guy, the alpha. And what this clearly laid out was how weak and pathetic Trump really is. And when you look at the context leading into that conversation, it becomes really clear that this has been exposed for quite a long time. You saw Trump run like a little coward when he got his clock cleaned in his debate with Kamala Harris, and he refused to take the stage ever again because he's a coward. That is the root of who he is. He is somebody that, if it wasn't for his paper money, nobody would spend any time with him because he's completely worthless and inadequate and incompetent. And it becomes clear when you look at everything that he's possibly done. He is the perfect Russian asset, and the Russians knew that. And that is why they've had him on their radar and on their payroll, allegedly, since the 80s. So let's take a look at what actually happened in the lead up to that confrontation between Newsom and Trump. Now, Trump had been on TV insulting California and saying all sorts of things that were clearly off base, and he refused to take Newsom's call to coordinate resources for the disaster relief. That shows how petty Trump is. It is an exercise in attempted power that he is withholding any sort of conversation, mainly because he knows that he can't stand toe to toe with anybody that has half a brain. Trump spent the entire time that California was on fire avoiding calls, and decided that it was a good idea for him to show up in California to do a photo op. Newsom got wind of that and confronted him right on the tarmac. And he met him on the tarmac as soon as he got off of the airplane, shook his hand, maintained composure. And while Trump was trying to wrest his tiny little hands away from Newsom, Newsom kept a firm grip and maintained eye contact and power in that dynamic, to the point where you see Trump leaning like the Tower of Pisa and trying to maintain his balance. This is how you control the narrative with Trump. You confront him head on, and you treat him like the little weakling that he is. And when it comes to how the press should be interacting with him, they should take that same exact model. This is a soft, weak, addled, senile old man who wears a diaper and is clearly sundowning. He is not somebody that anybody should be afraid of, and you should deal with him accordingly. Take a page out of Gavin Newsom's book, take a page out of Kamala Harris's book, and apply it to every interaction that you have with the fat orange felon and fraud.